everybody. It's your girl, Pajama, in the Casa Mema Studios Midwest. And today we have great movies to review. We have the Oppenheimer big super movie out, as well as the Harlem Hellfighters about the story of the World War I African American battle regiment. And we'll also talk about the supporting actor and actress nominations. All right, and I couldn't do it without my buddies. I think Pat's having a little technical difficulties, so he'll be in soon. But right here is the guru of all things Star Wars and collectibles. Say hey to the people, David.
Hey, everybody. Great to be with you tonight. It's a blustery cold night in our nation's capital. Can't wait to talk to you about these movies. I often say, get your popcorn ready, and I have with the Dune special edition that's a little, is it fair, foul, or just weird?
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Yeah. All right. First up, let's take a look for our Black History Month celebration. A story of the courageous African American battle regiment, the Harlem Hellfighters. Let's take a look.
Over a century ago, a regiment of African American soldiers accomplished the extraordinary. In the face of near impossible odds, these men proved themselves in the field of battle amidst the bloodiest, most devastating war the world had ever seen.
The story of the Harlem Hellfighters is the greatest story you've never heard. They had no idea what was waiting for them overseas.
No one would have thought a 5'4", 120-pound man would be the hero that America was looking for. But that's who they end up getting in Henry Johnson.
As they fight with the French, they develop a reputation as fierce trench warriors.
It's a story about sacrifice, and ultimately, it's a story about survival. What does it mean to fight to make the world safe for democracy when democracy is not safe for Black people in the United States?
Oh, wow. David, you're a history buff. Tell me what you thought of the Harlem Hellfighters on History Channel.
I absolutely thought this was a wonderful story. Again, a lot of World War I history has kind of been lost, I think, because movies weren't made too much about it. The war was so great, we had a sequel. So in World War II, there's more of an emphasis. Powerful story, an important story that speaks of the heroism of young men who were mistreated at home, and they still fought amazingly well. Mistreated is probably it doesn't do it justice in the phrasing, but a powerful story about this. And I didn't know anything about them until, again, you encouraged us to do the show. Now, for those of you who might be hearing a little bit of a noise, we're having our own little horror show here right now as my kitchen sink is clogged up, and a wonderful gentleman is here to try and take care of me. So if you hear some noise in the background, that's what it is.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. But yeah, the story, that's why, people should appreciate good historians.
Yeah.
Because this is a story that needed to be told so that our young people don't forget what it took for these men to go and support the country who did not support them. I think one of the most tragic parts there are a couple of tragedies, but one was the memo that went out to the French to say, hey, don't treat them as equals. Here's how we do it in America. And then Jim Crow and purposefully
just horrific. Yeah.
Just made it so that, but I don't think the French really cared about Jim Crow because these people came and saved them. So they really were like, well, I don't care what you do. These people are great and we're going to keep supporting them. And I don't know what's going on with you, but we don't care.
Yeah.
So,
And a
and
credit for the French in that regard. I mean,
oh yeah,
colonialism and empires. There's a lot of Western nations who have things to kind of atone for. But in this instance, credit the French by treating these men as men and as heroes that they were.
right. And this is also where you saw the birth of jazz in France.
Yes,
and
excellent.
It was a band leader. Originally, he was a band leader and became a member of this battalion. And he brought our American music, jazz, to the French during the war. And so they were able to play the music, and that became the beginning of the love affair that France has with jazz, and particularly Black jazz musicians. So I thought that was really super interesting, that not only did we help save them in battle, but we helped to give the French something that's been everlasting, is our musical culture, our American, the one true American music that we invented, jazz.
Right. And one of the neat things, of course, is jazz is so synonymous with New Orleans, which was America's first international city with deep roots, Spain, but certainly French cuisine, French culture, Cajun, the French language. Yeah. We got to stake that, sir. We got some trouble right here in River City. I'm going to go mute.
Okay. And I think another important part is that people not bypass is that our government were the ones who specifically laid out, because Woodrow Wilson apparently was a degenerate racist who really wanted to ensure that American Black people were still kept under the Jim Crow kind of laws. And so the things that they instituted while trying to hold them back couldn't hold them back, because these men really went on to defend and really have a deep abiding love for their country. And then they came home to a bunch of BS. So even more, we need to remember, not just during Black History Month in February, but every month is Black History Month. And we need to remember our heroes such as these men. It's definitely something that, one, you can watch and should watch with your entire family. Have your children watch this to understand the sacrifices that were made so that they can be free, and to spread democracy and diversity into the world stage. So definitely check out the Harlem Hellfighters. It's playing right now on the History Channel, but you can also get it on Amazon Prime or Vudu or other video on demand topics.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, Pam, I've got a special guest here. This gentleman, he's the hero that is taking care. Just a little bit. Nope, this way. I'm sorry. Get in closer. This gentleman is taking care of my sink, so I don't have a natural disaster in it.
How you doing? How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Another day, just trying to make a way, trying to make sure the residents here at River House are doing okay.
Oh, that's
We
wonderful.
are surviving. We are surviving.
We doing the best we can.
We've got a great hero right here, right now. I can't thank you enough for this. It is a nightmare if you've got a stopped up thing. Hey, while we got you on here for just a second, what kind of movies do you like? What's your favorite kind of movie?
Action and car movies.
Action and car movies.
I'm more of a Fast and Furious, going to 60-second type guy.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, he knows I'm a science fiction fan because of all of my junk out here.
He got a lot of action figures around here.
But hey, I just say, but our audience with Pajama Life. If you've got good people like this that you can call at a moment's notice and take care of it, you are blessed. So, sir,
Oh,
thank you
that's
for
for
everything
sure.
you're doing, my man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. And subscribe to our channel.
And subscribe, Pajama Life.
Subscribe.
There you go. I love it. I love it.
All right. Thumbs up. All right. All right. Next up, well, speaking of maybe a little different kind of action, in the next World War II.
There we
We're
go.
gonna take. I guess this is the kind of battle show. Let's take a look at Oppenheimer.
We're in a race against the Nazis. And I know what it means. If the Nazis have a bomb.
They have a 12-month head start.
18.
How could you possibly know that?
Why would we go to the middle of nowhere?
Why? Why? How about because this is the most important thing to ever happen in the history of the world? Our work here will ensure a peace mankind has never seen.
You are the man who gave them the power to destroy themselves. And the world is not prepared.
Truman needs to know what's next. What's next?
A chance that when we push that button, we destroy the world.
Chances are near zero.
Near zero.
What do you want from theory alone?
Zero.
All right. Oh, wow. David, what did you think of Oppenheimer?
I think Oppenheimer was just a really wonderfully made film. Great performances by everyone, as evidenced by the Oscars. I know we're going to be talking about those nominations. Powerful. There have been a few stories that have been made about this, and this has just been incredible. I love the juxtaposition, starting with the second Russian, the red wave fear, and talking about Oppenheimer, and then kind of going back in time. Really great performances. Emily Blunt is great. You've got the Emperor's Daughter that we're going to be seeing more of, maybe not more of in Dune than we saw in this movie, but we're going to see her in that one as well. Love the movie. Murphy has got a really strong case for Best Actor.
Yeah. And Christopher Nolan.
Oh, yes.
Definitely has the front runner, I think, is the front runner for Best Director and Best Movie, maybe. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes out, but powerful performances. I particularly love Robert Downey Jr.
Oh,
he
wow.
is just amazing in this, and really a departure from, his usual snarky, cool in the joke kind of person to be a serious, petty, brilliant but insecure individual. I mean, this is a real powerhouse performance by him. And I have to say, I really like that storyline. And hey, is our buddy Patrick here with us?
Yes, I am, and hopefully you can hear me now. I was having all kinds of technical issues. I figured it out. It was dumb stuff. So yeah, perfect.
Great. And the visuals in Oppenheimer are just incredible, and really are that scene where they had the bomb exploding. It was just so beautiful and terrifying all at the same time, and really something. I mean, his visuals and the special effects in the movie are just incredible. I could have done without some of the love interest stuff. I was like, oh, okay, dude was a player and he had, hoes in every area code. I mean,
Hoes in every area code. I like that. That's pretty good.
Write that down.
He was but he was a brilliant, but not just brilliant in terms of his mind. He also was really good at the politics of it. Robert Downey Jr., of course, was a master at it, but it was really interesting. And in our jobs, we all understand the politics of what they are doing is sometimes just as important as the actual thing being done, and can overshadow through petty politics what's actually being done. So the movie was just, even though it was, I don't like movies 3 hours plus.
Well, yeah.
This one, the way that they structured the story kept you interested all of that time. It still could have lost some of the time though. But it's definitely worth a watch. Started in the daytime. Started late at night. But definitely it's is a winner for me. Patrick, what do you think of Oppenheimer?
Oh, I loved Christopher Nolan is kind of a genius.
Yeah.
Everything he's done has been spectacular,
Mhm.
and he has definitely has a thing when I see several of these really successful directors. What they do is they pick certain actors and they love to build movies around them, or they continually come back to them and dip into that talent pool because they know what they're going to get out. Cillian Murphy was amazing as
Yeah.
Oppenheimer. I mean, he's been,
Physically look like him.
yeah, he inhabited the physicality of it. He also had a wonderful superiority thing kind of going, yes, I can do this because I who I am, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And just overall, the entire movie was gorgeously shot.
Yes.
Perfectly acted. I think the casting was spot on.
Yeah.
And as far as all the other interest stuff that you just were saying that you were not a big fan of, all the live stuff, that's that's what makes people, so I enjoyed that. I mean, yes, there could have been some selective cutting. 3 hours was a little bit on the big side, but
yeah,
the thing was, I didn't notice it as much as I went and saw it in a theater.
Yeah,
I drank a
I
20
think
ounce
we all
Coke,
did. Mm-hmm.
and I didn't have to get and go to the bathroom because I was too riveted by it, to sit through
I
it.
did.
It was amazing. So I really enjoyed it, and this is the one that everybody's got to beat. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah,
Coming up.
yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be something that is really like, woo, that's going to be a good race on this one in multiple categories to see how many they actually take home. All right, and speaking of, let's talk about the Oscars. And this week, we're going to do the supporting actor and actress categories. Let's take a look at the supporting actor categories. All right. We have Sterling K. Brown. Okay, my screen is not big enough to see all of these. And as we say, which one would you like? Which one would you like to win? Which one you think is a who you would replace? And then which one you think will win? So let's start with Patrick. Of these nominees.
Well, I'll tell you, I really, really like Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction. That's who I'd like to see win, to be honest. He was really good. And I mean, he played a role that was really pivotal, had 2 or 3 super memorable moments in the film, conversations that were just really moving. That's who I'd like to see win. Who do I think is going to win? Probably Robert Downey Jr., because Oppenheimer is going to be kind of one of those films that's going to carry people that may not have been as great as because they were just placed in a really good film, and even not their marquee performance perhaps. I mean, Downey's been up for several things. He's most likely he's who I would bet if I were putting money on it. You know who I'd like to see win it though, really, or who I think was just amazing, but I know he'll never get it. He's not going to. I mean, the fact that he got nominated and he was just supporting was Gosling. He was just so over the top ridiculous, and the singing stuff. Yes, that was great, and I loved it so much. But someone reminded me that, oh yeah, this is his thing. He was on the Mickey Mouse Club back in the day with Britney Spears and stuff, and so so he comes from a singing background, so he's got a good.
Oh yeah.
He should yeah, of course he should be able to sing, Matchbox 20, and I'm not Ken, I'm just Ken. I loved all that. There was a lot of great performances this year. But I'm gonna bet that Downey's gonna get it, but I'd love to see Sterling K. Brown get it because he was amazing.
David, what do you think?
Sterling is a fantastic actor, tremendous. My pick and who I think is going to get it's one and the same in this case. It is Robert Downey Jr. You mentioned him when we were talking about Oppenheimer. He is so good. He is really such a talented actor. Yes, he's fun, and and he's got his characters that he can do, and we know his youthful challenges and how he's got his life back on track. The man can act. He is just brilliant, and he shined in that in a very powerful role in Oppenheimer. Sticking with the family, Downey to Downey, Downey gets it.
Okay, I have to agree with David. I really loved Robert Downey Jr. in this role, and he was really just such a surprise. I just didn't expect what happened, and it was a surprise, and I was like, oh snap, he totally did something I didn't expect, and the movie went a direction I didn't expect, but it was incredible how it all turned out. So I'm always looking for something different from an actor. And I disagree with you, Pat, and Sterling K. Brown. I think he only had a couple of scenes that were pretty good, maybe one. Not that he was acting, his acting wasn't good, but his role was not as substantial unless that one scene in the movie. Other than that, I was kind of like, yeah, okay. But the dark horse is I want Downey to win, but Mark Ruffalo would be very interesting. And that would be a very interesting choice. He was somebody who energized a movie and was like a bright comedic light, which you don't see from him. That was kind of new, like straight comedy for him in this role. And so Mark Ruffalo would be an interesting choice. But I think it's Robert Downey Jr.'s year as well. So we'll see on March 10th. All right. That was the men. Now let's take a look at the best supporting actresses. Okay. Emily Blunt, Danielle Brooks, American Ferrera. Who's this other one?
Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster and Divine Joy Randolph. David, I bet I can think who you want to win. Okay, let's say it on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Divine Joy Randolph.
I knew it.
Oh, without question, she was incredible. Hey, Doc Brown didn't have his DeLorean, and we didn't go 85 miles an hour, whatever it is, but we got taken back into time, and Randolph was fantastic. She was really funny in Office Party. That's a good one, but yeah. Wow, I thought she was powerful as a grieving mother. Really touched me. Bravo performance. I'm hoping Divine wins it.
Okay, I knew it. Patrick, who do you think?
Who do I think is going to win, or who do I think?
No, who do you want to win? First, who do you want to win?
I want Danielle Brooks. Man, I love everything she's in. She is so delightful, and to see her out there, man, yeah, absolutely, Danielle Brooks. I mean, you forget Oprah Winfrey originated that role because she was so good in it. I thought so. I'm all about Danielle Brooks. Now, Davine Joy Randolph, super good too. I mean, everything she does is really good. I, yeah, but I'm going to go with Danielle Brooks.
Okay, so the only one I missed seeing was Danielle Brooks, but I was totally surprised and really now energized for Jodie Foster in Nyad.
Hmm.
If you haven't seen it, you need to see it, because Jodie Foster is just incredible, and she is everything you would want a friend to be, and she is just delightful and really such a strong counterpoint to Annette Bening, that it was just incredible seeing those two on the camera together and doing the work. It was inspiring. It was her performance was not something that you've seen from her, this type of person. And the beauty of Nyad is that they bring in the actual people throughout the movie, so you get to see Diana Nyad and Jodie Foster's character, and it's incredible. It's incredible, their friendship. So, and I was blown away. So I kind of want Jodie Foster to win. Let's talk about who we think will win. I think maybe Divine Joy Randolph. I think she may win. It's a toss up, but I still want Jodie Foster. Pat?
I'm just going to go with if we're going for if I was making a bet on this in Vegas, I would probably go with Emily Blunt. That movie.
Oh!
Yeah, I'm just going to say, because
okay.
I think that movie is going to lift so many people, even if their performance wasn't the best out of this grouping. The dark horse one that I thought was super nice was America Ferrara, but
that was a one scene note.
No, she was the emotional heart of that whole movie. But Emily Blunt is going to get carried because there's so much great performance around her. The direction, the entire movie, the scope of it, it was kind of one of those what do you want to call it, a watershed moment type of thing, where she's really going to get a lot of plus out of this, just because she was surrounded by so much good that even if she wasn't the best, she's going to look the best because there's so much happening around her that made it, reflected glory, as it were.
David, what you thinking?
Well, again, my heart is with Divine, but Emily Blunt, I just watched
Oppenheimer
go with her recently. Too. Okay. I could see her getting it. The Academy loves an alcoholic woman who doesn't pay enough attention to her kids. And there you go. But no, and Emily's a great actress. I'm rooting for Divine, but I could see Emily because, again, as Pat said, the Oppenheimer wave. It's a mushroom cloud of success. No pun intended, or pun intended, actually.
Oh, actually, pun intended. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, not sorry. That's the category.
Yeah. Now, who do we think should have been nominated but wasn't nominated? I'm trying to think. This list is pretty good.
Yeah, I have a hard time. I think America was, again, I think Barbie was subversively intelligent, and I'm glad America was there. So I don't know who would kind of fall into that category. Candidate.
Yeah, when I'm trying to think.
Well, I'm trying to think. There's a couple, I think, in Saltburn that were pretty, pretty impressive.
Well, yeah.
The daughter. I'm not sure what her name is. It's not coming to mind.
I'm drawing blanks too, but there were some really good performances. Yeah. The mom was impressive.
Yeah.
There was some really good stuff. Some really twisted, dark stuff going on there that I enjoyed a lot. Yeah. So that's something I would tell you that might have been overlooked a bit because of the
completely overlooked. The whole thing got zilch, nada. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. I think there are a couple of performances there. But I think it's going to be these two categories, and the writing categories are going to be a battle. I don't think there's anybody there that I'm like, they shouldn't have got it. But this category is almost anybody's game. The Hollywood loves Jodie Foster. Emily Blunt could ride the wave. America Ferrera is the only woman of Barbie who got nominated for an acting, so she could still get it. She and the Divine Joy Randolph, everybody loves that performance, and then we also have to think about that's the voters kind of sweet spot too, is what Divine Joy Randolph does. Yeah. So it's going to be a battle on those categories. So I can't wait to see what it's going to bring in the 96th Academy Award show. And so I hope you all enjoyed our review. Patrick, do you want to? Next week we are. I'm sure it's down there. Next week we're going to talk about
Oscars. Yes,
American fiction. We're going to talk about Going to Mars, the Nikki Giovanni Project. And we're going to talk about Best Actor, Best Actress categories next week. So really good categories. We're coming up close to the end for the big one. So, Patrick, you got any final words for us?
Well, sorry I was late. It's the first thing I will say. Like I tell my students, if you're out early, you're late. And I was really late today. So technical difficulties have been solved. Hopefully we won't have problems again. But I'm hoping everybody had a good first part of the show. Sorry I had to kind of walk in like the kid in class and miss the bell, but here I am. Everybody stay safe, and congratulations to the Chiefs on winning the Super Bowl. There we go.
Oh my gosh. Was that just this Sunday?
Last Sunday, yeah.
Chiefs, Super Bowl champs. David,
well,
what's up?
Everybody have a great one. I hope your sinks don't overflow or start to overflow right before the start of a program. And in the meantime, I've got to call somebody else back again because my hand is stuck. Long live the fighters. Can't wait for there it is. Can't wait for Dune 2. That is really gross and unattractive. Don't watch American Pie when you're eating popcorn from this machine.
Oh my God. It's like a big worm.
Well, yes. Well, I'm glad you said that.
Kind of the thing, yeah.
Well, we have seen the highlight, the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, and then just a definite tragedy. So my hearts and my prayers go out to all of our Kansas City family out there and friends, and we support you and really hope that justice is served. So definitely keep shining, Kansas City, and we will see you next